I'm here with Eric Wu at the Impact Venture 2018 conference here in Sacramento.
It's very nice to be here.
So, Eric, tell me your association with Impact.
So, I come from the venture world. So, the last 9 years in venture, and of course, over that years, I've built a lot of strong connections within the community, mostly with venture funds. And so, with that reputation and network, I often spend a lot of time mentoring and advising venture funds. So, the folks at Impact Venture Capital are one of the advisors here, and helping them on a range of stuff from fundraising to messaging to just broadly connecting to other folks.
You having fun?
Absolutely. This is a great space, a great venue, and obviously it's all about networking and community.
So tell me, a company wants to work with Impact. Are you going to help mentor and vet out companies that come in and are part of the fund?
Yeah, I would say, look, at the end of the day, the oil that makes the engine go is raising money.
Okay.
Right. And so coming from the side of investing in venture funds and having the venture funds then trickle that money down to startup companies, I see the whole process of that funding mechanism. So whether it's a venture fund or a startup company, I have a unique ability and sensibility about how do I help them raise money.
And
Right.
You're really not just looking for money, but for strategic capital too?
Absolutely. It's the right fit.
Okay.
Right.
So what does that strategic investor look like?
Well, for early stage companies, it's all about personality, because if you think about startups, they're in those formative phases. They need the right sounding board. They need the right people to help activate value in terms of just, being that late night call, right? And not telling the founders, this is how you should run your business, right? So that comes down to fit around personality, about trust and respect.
So Eric, in terms of the fund impact, are you looking for early stage, later stage capital? Where do you want the companies to be that you put the fund?
I think what's most interesting to me is early stage.
Okay.
In early stage today in venture capital is a different definition than 20 years ago, where you had to have a product, you had to have customers, you had to have a go-to-market strategy. Today, early stage, if you think about at the very early end on pre-seed, it's 2 people and an idea, all the way up to a Series A round, which is finding some early product market fit. So within that spectrum, early stage is really teams coming together, 5, 10, 15 people, they're growing and they're finding customers.
In terms of the size of Impact as a fund, how big of a fund are they raising right now?
So in this category, micro VC, generally they're funds that are 100 million and below. So Impact Venture Capital at sort of that 100 million fund size is categorized a micro VC, right? But we have a lot of interesting funds that are $10 million, a single individual who's formalizing an angel track record and is now raising a formal fund. You have people in the middle, $50 million funds. They may be 2 partners, have a very sort of innate ability to say, hey, we like this particular sector and we want to be experts in this sector. So it's the whole range. I mean, I think the number is something like 300, 400, 500 micro VC funds that are active in the market today.
Oh my gosh. So your background, are you a Bay Area native?
Bay Area, yep, that's right.
And you went to school at a local university?
So I went to Berkeley. I studied engineering. So
I've heard of that school.
Yeah. So I can understand a little bit of the technical side, but from what I enjoy doing, I never saw myself as someone rolling up their sleeves and coding. So I found my way into finance and found my way into investments as a way to be active and technical, but being more on the finance side.
I'm just curious, an engineer that jumped at a very early stage into venture capital, how difficult was that?
I would say generally, unless you were a successful engineer that did a startup that had a successful exit, that's a traditional path to venture. For me, it was just I had friends and family in the venture world who said, hey, we need some help. So can you help, everything from grabbing lunch and coffee, and that's how I got started, is sort of helping them build out the operations, and then you slowly work your way up. And at the end of the day, it's all about building your own network, and your network defines you as a venture investor.
That's amazing. So Eric, a person needing to wanting to get in contact with Impact Ventures, can they contact you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, deal flow, we're always on the lookout for good deal flow, and just being a good citizen within the early stage community. That's the goal.
Very good. I've been visiting here today with Eric Wu of Impact 2018. Thanks for being with us today.
Great. Thank you very much.